Happening now, Mayor Sam Teresi discusses new barriers that may prevent a terrorist attack. Tempers flare at City Council as annexation looms in Falconer. And a teacher sentenced for touching a child. That's news now for Tuesday, June 27th, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works Studios, where interest-free financing is just a phone call away. This is Morning News Now.
And a big good morning to you at 63 degrees with cloudy skies. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Kyle Helis. Our top story. Could we see terror-style barricades in downtown Jamestown one day like the ones used in Washington, D.C. and London?
Kyle, it is a sign that towns and cities across the world are changing the way they look at security. At Monday's City Council meeting, Mayor Teresi discussed plans to install blockades that would protect large crowds at downtown events.
We all saw the tragedy in Times Square a couple of months ago where a errant vehicle went into a pedestrian area. I think part of it is to make the street safer for when it is closed off in the event something happens like that, with more substantial bollards that can be put down and be removed when the street's not being used for pedestrian activities. But to have them there in place not only for a decorative function but for a public safety function as well.
Now, Teresi also talked about the arcade building fire. He said investigators are still working to determine a cause.
An arson fire or even a fire by circumstance is nobody's friend, and first and foremost, it has costs associated with it and puts the lives of the first responders in jeopardy and people that are in the general public and people that are neighbors to these structures at risk.
The mayor said there will be a feasibility study of that building to determine its future.
Also last night, we learned that the battle over a parcel of land that sits between Jamestown and Falconer is far from over. Mayor James Rensel.
I have a constituency that I'm advocating for. And the purpose, in my opinion, as I understand it, of the annexation hearing was to measure the different interests in this annexation initiative. And from what I saw at that hearing, there is no interest on your side for this annexation. And as I mentioned in the work session last week, I asked the question. I didn't get an answer. I wasn't asking rhetorically. I asked a serious question. Who are you representing if no one showed up at the hearing from your city of 31,000 people to advocate for this annexation? No one showed up.
I try not to speak for 31,000 people at any given time as to what all 31,000 are thinking on any particular matter, but I think it's a bit of an overstatement to say that there's nobody in the city of Jamestown because they weren't amongst the 200 at a public hearing in the village of Falconer and the 29 that chose to spoke.
I've been in multiple neighborhoods in the city, and the only comment I've ever gotten on the annexation project from people was not in opposition, not necessarily in favor. They were asking questions, and after I explained it to them, they understood why we were doing it and they were supportive.
If the three boards, Falconer, Ellicott, and Jamestown, cannot come to a unanimous decision about the project, an appellate court in Rochester will be tasked with a decision.
A Gowanda woman is charged with lying to the Federal Bureau of Investigation in a case that resulted in her boyfriend being convicted of producing child porn. The FBI says 21-year-old Cheyenne Martin attempted to cover up her boyfriend's child pornography production after he was arrested in 2015. She's facing the possibility of 5 years in prison. Next here on Morning News Now, a former teacher convicted of touching a child is sentenced. But first, here's your Skyline weather forecast.
Let's start today's weather segment with potentially one of the biggest stories in weather yesterday across western New York. CLC's creepy looking Clouds. This photo was taken by our own Kyle Heelas in Kennedy Tuesday afternoon. We've seen many photos of CLCs across the region yesterday. This particular storm was not severe by any means. These kind of clouds can be quite scary, but in most cases they're perfectly harmless, as was the case here. And of course, we invite you to share your weather pics with us on social media by posting them to our Facebook page or tweeting them to us on Twitter. And of course, you can always tweet weather pics to me directly by tweeting at HuntersWX. As I told you yesterday, the idea is on the table that Thursday could be a bit rocky with an approaching strong cold front, and looking ahead, the Storm Prediction Center has placed all of western New York under the less than average marginal risk for severe thunderstorms Thursday afternoon. The main threat at this time appears to be from stronger wind gusts. Valid rainfall over the next 5 days, most areas picking up about 1 to 1/2 inch through Saturday, but of course your number may vary, with the bulk of that coming Thursday and Thursday night as that cold front sweeps across the area. Mostly to partly cloudy for this Tuesday, with scattered showers and thunderstorms and remaining cool. Highs in the upper 60s. Scattered rain showers and thunder showers this evening, turning partly cloudy with another chance of showers after midnight. I'm forecasting my low at 50, but some of the valleys could easily wind up in the upper 40s. And sunshine will be back in full force on Wednesday, with our temperatures making it around average, around 75. From the Skyline Weather Center, I'm Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. Morning News Now continues right after the break.
Jamestown's newest vape shop is Cloud City, located at 121 East 2nd Street and open 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday. This cool, fresh environment is a great place to hang with friends and vape. Cloud City's expert staff is here to help. Try their in-house flavor, Cloud City, a delicious marshmallow combination, or their flavor of the day for just $3. Whether you're a first-time vapor or an expert puffer, visit Cloud City today.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
A former Olean school teacher who was convicted of touching a child is headed to jail. Robert Washington was sentenced to 6 months behind bars and 10 years probation. As part of the sentence, Washington must also forfeit his teaching license. He was fired back in April after being charged for inappropriate contact with a minor.
Ross Salino and Steve Barnes remain deadlocked in their dispute over the firm's future. WGRZ-TV asked Salino what issues are separating the duo. Salino said, "I don't think this is the time for the place for that, but I can just tell you that there's a time and a place for everything, and sometimes there's a time to move on for your partnership." Recent reports say the conflict may have stemmed from the decision not to hire Salino's daughter as a lawyer. More mediation sessions are reportedly scheduled for this week.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Your Jamestown Jammers, winners of 7 of their last 10 and 13 of 16, vie for another win Tuesday on the road against the Adirondack Trailblazers. The Jammers are currently tied with the Geneva Red Wings for first place in the West Division. Jamestown and Geneva will square off Friday evening at Dietrich Park.
Go baseball.
You don't like baseball?
No, I do. I don't know.
It's unfortunate that the Jammers are doing so well now that the actual pro baseball has moved out of Jamestown and we just have collegiate players.
So,
it's still great that we have baseball in Jamestown, but
like that was
it's
the
not
thing.
the same.
They fought so hard to try to keep them here, and then obviously it didn't go through. And it's great that they're doing great now. I mean,
from what I understand, they're doing very well in West Virginia.
Yeah. So maybe one day we'll get back to having that pro team. I mean, I think when you just have the pro idea, you get this spark of energy. People want to come,
I remember growing up watching several professional baseball players in Jammer Stadium. It was College Stadium when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember Chin Min Wong from the Yankees played for the Staten Island Yankees here in downtown Jamestown. I actually got his autograph.
And that probably makes it. If you think that some of these guys who you're talking to after the game and watching, if you think they're going to make it to the Yankees or to the Cubs or the Pirates or whatever your favorite team is, that I think would draw people in.
Actually, former Jamestown Jammer Nick Green, who also played for the Yankees, actually does a baseball clinic with Joe Spoto here in downtown Jamestown as well. Yep.
The hidden stories. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, good luck to the Jammers. Good to hear them doing it. Maybe I'll head there on Friday.
Good idea.
I should just
go have a beer at the baseball game.
I can't have a beer, Kyle. I'm like 1 year away from that. That's it for today. We're back tomorrow.
And be sure to join the social media revolution by following us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
See you tomorrow.